Jonathan, welcome to my channel. My name is Stefania if you're new here. So today we are just going to be chatting. So this is going to be a chatty video. I just felt like I needed to catch up on some things and I missed talking to you guys. So this is going to be using some new stuff. We have, I wanted to dip back into the Pat McGrath palette as well as, Lunar Beauty. I also have the new Wayne Goss brush collection, which still hurts me to say it out loud that I did that, but I did do it. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into this video. Please don't forget to subscribe down below, hit that like button, I would really appreciate it, and let's hop into this video. Let's get started. I thought I had coffee up here and apparently I don't. Alright, so I'm gonna actually start with moisturizer. I just got this Klairs Fundamental Water Gel Cream. That's a big size. So I'm gonna try this out just because I always want to see how moisturizers work underneath makeup. Oh, and I also, it's very, oh my gosh. Oh no, it's very, very runny. We will see. I mean, the nice thing is it will be lightweight, but at the same time, I was not expecting that. No smell. Okay, that's good at least. But I also started I am now on my third acne medication. So I'm already just like, we're planning to start trying for kids in, oh gosh, I keep thinking like, oh, in the summer, and I'm like, we're in the summer, but my birthday's in August, so that was like the time limit my husband sent. We're still gonna try to go on like some type of trip. And it's nice and lightweight, we'll see. Just because that's what we had planned to do this year, was to go on all these trips before we were trying, and then everything happened, and now we're like, I'm like, we gotta still try to go somewhere. I don't know where, but definitely like not going to Hawaii or anywhere, I don't know. If you have recommendations, let me know. My sister's like, we can go to Montana. Like, stay at a cabin or something, but I only love staying in cabins when I talk about it because my dad's a good cook, We don't have to grill anything, but I feel like it'd be a very depressing story if it was us, like nope. Love my husband, but he does not cook like my dad does. Anyways, so we're gonna play with some new stuff here. I really wanted to dive back into the new Pat McGrath palette, and I broke down and got these brushes. So I don't even know why. It was because I don't own a lot of Wayne Goss brushes. I own this one from years ago. It doesn't even say what it was. Pretty sure it was like a holiday limited edition one. And I love using this brush, and I've had it for at least 2 years. I've had no problems with it, and it is the softest brush I own. Like, you guys know, Sonia G I'm obsessed with. Like, I can't wait to like have every single brush in her collection. I can't do that, but I'm like, one day. But this one I'm always happy to use. Like, it's an experience for me using brushes. So I actually feel like, oh man, I dropped it. I get a lot more like joy out of brushes sometimes, because like even this palette's like $125. I'm not gonna wear this every day, right? Like, I'm gonna dig it out every few weeks. Like, I'm trying to get better at really limiting myself this year. I say that as I'm pulling out these expensive brushes. But, I'm gonna call these like Harry Potter brushes. Like, that's what their names are going to be. So they come individually wrapped. I did pay for, I pay for all my stuff unless I tell you, other than like the, Wish Trend sends me stuff. So that's very much appreciated. But makeup wise, I spend my own money. All right, so we have, these are gonna be called the Harry Potter Nimbus brushes. I have been washing them. Like, they just make me in a good mood, okay? Like, but I will say I was really hoping these were gonna come out in individuals. So it does come as a set. They are gorgeous though. I thought they were gonna be a little bit heavier, but they feel like they're still good weight. Like, I actually really like, I'm trying to think. Yeah, like Sonia's are a tiny bit heavier, but I do, it's the softness. And obviously it's real hair. Yeah, the softness is just unbelievable. So like I said, we're gonna actually start, I pull these out now because I want to start with this brush. We're gonna start with the eyes. This was probably the one brush where I was a little bit like, I don't know if I like that, because it's gonna be, obviously you can tell by like the way that it's shaped. Like, this isn't going to be a precision, like a pack-on brush. And for me, I generally I don't like brushes that have a whole lot of give. So not to say I couldn't use it, but it's not, I know it's probably not going to be something I use all the time, which means I might just like hang it up because it has the little thing here, and that's going to be a decoration. So we're going to dip into this Artist Couture palette first before Pat McGrath because I want to play with the special shades but with different mattes. So we're going to dip into Nudist and probably Transcend. But let's just try this for a little bit. The reason why I brought up my acne medication was just because I can't take any of that. Like, you're not supposed to take it when pregnant, when that happens. So I'm a little bit like, I'm gonna be really sad. I mean, I'm gonna be happy if this stuff goes away, but I'm also gonna be very sad about it because then what am I gonna do? More so, I missed the birth control pill. I should have done that. I should have just stayed on it. I didn't even think about it. So I have the implant now, and that's what was my downfall in acne, which I will be doing an acne video. Also, if you haven't checked out my last video, I'll pop it up, but there is a skincare giveaway in there, and it's 5 winners, so definitely make sure you enter into that. But that actually works fine. Like, I don't think I would do a full eye look with this, but if you just wanted a one and done, like in the crease, it feels super soft. Like, you can either kind of put it like this or have the point. For me, I actually kind of like the point because it's going to help me create a crease that I don't, like my crease, I have a little bit of hooded lids, so I actually prefer to go in a little bit higher. So it's kind of nice for that. I like this more than I thought I was going to. And I'm holding it very low though on the handle. I'm definitely not like up here. So it does work in that way. But like I said, out of the 3, I think and I could probably use this. I don't really contour my nose. Like that's the thing. So we'll try to use it for whatever we want to use it for, but it's not bad by any means. I haven't sat down and talked to you guys for a while. I feel like I have so much to talk about and I don't even know where to start. Not so much to talk about because, I mean, I'm still living at home. So I go to work, like the studio's open, I've been doing that. And then I go to the grocery store and that's pretty much it. Like, we haven't gone out to bars or restaurants or anything. And I am still just sticking with that nudist shade actually. But yeah, we just haven't ventured out far. We're just kind of like, you know what, we are going to play it safe. More so I'm just concerned about, like, we're both concerned about our parents, you know, more than anything else. And we're just, like, Arizona's been really, really bad in terms of cases. That's where we're at. But I will admit, I went to Pier 1 because they are going out of business. And I am so sad about it. I'm really sad. I know there's bigger things to worry about, okay? But I'm also very, very sad about it. Let's go ahead. We're going to dip into, I don't think I'm going to go in anymore with this brush for right now. We'll get back to it, the baby one. But I don't think I'll regret that. I still have to pay it off on my Beautylish account, which I don't own credit cards, but I do that. And I'm also ashamed of myself at the same time, okay? I know. Anyways, what was I saying? So yeah, we haven't been going out, so there's nothing new in terms of that. But I'm gonna go into Aesthetic with a little bit of Transcend, and we're gonna deepen up my autoconas. But yeah, so we've really been staying home and we've been playing video games, which is new for me. We usually, you know, we've been going back from like Mario Kart, and then we play Overcooked where you're like a little chef. And we have to like learn to, it's good for Nick and I. We don't do team stuff well. Like, we are both very set in our own minds of how to handle a team. So this is, you know, Nick's like, this is good practice for parenting, you know, but like, it's also allowing us to kind of scream at each other because we are going a little nuts in here, but also doing it in a way where like you can't be mad because we're playing a game. I don't know if that's healthy or not, but it feels like it's helping. Other than that though, work has picked up a little bit, which is good, and I'm happy about that. I ended up taking off my lashes, and Nick was just like, oh my gosh, what happened? And I'm just like, happened. I just kind of picked them all off. It was not a good way to do it, but they were just getting so clumpy. So I redid them, but I did them in a way where I was like, they're there and you can definitely see them, but they're not so intense to where I don't want to wear eyeshadow. Because that was the problem before where I was like, well, why even do eyeshadow? Like, you're not going to see it. So this time I was like, let's do it in a way where you can still see eyeshadow. And I like them. They're nice and lightweight, so that's, still rolling with the eyelash thing. I find it relaxing now to do on myself. And I don't think I will never probably pay for lashes ever again. Not that I was paying for it before either, but I did them a few times and now I'm like, cool. But I feel very bald without them. I did want to see if you guys had some recommendations. I want to do more videos with Black-owned beauty brands. I just don't want to use I think part of my problem with YouTube is I don't consider myself a YouTuber. I don't, this isn't my job. I have a job. Like, not to say that I don't want it to be, but at the same time, I'm not very good at, being an actual YouTuber, if that makes sense. Like, even Instagram, I'm like, oh gosh, I really need to try harder at that. But I'm like, how many pictures of yourself can I realistically take where I'm, happy about it? I don't enjoy that whole part. I'm just kind of like, what do I say? Some stupid quote? I don't really enjoy that part of trying to do this. And then, when something happens, I think it's great that people are speaking out, but I also don't ever want it to feel like I'm doing something for a trend. And I think I get way too in my head about that, where I was like, looking through my makeup and I was like, yeah, I could do this video. But, I have Fenty palettes. I have Pat McGrath. I have Colored Rain is another brand that I really love. But at the same time, I'm like, you guys have seen me use those a lot. I haven't really ventured out into more brands. So if you guys have recommendations, but I also feel like that with every brand, right? I think a lot of us use the most, popular, most accessible, go to Sephora, buy makeup type thing. So I was looking at Mented Cosmetics. So if you guys have some recommendations, I would love to know. I also ordered some stuff from Oma Beauty, which I know that they are more popular, but at the same time, I felt like they kind of, it was kind of like, oh, the big release, and you saw it everywhere. And then after that, you didn't really see anyone using it, even though everyone's like, oh, it's so good. So I do have a palette of theirs on the way, but yeah, if you have some recommendations, I would love to hear them. So like I said, I'm looking at Mented right now, and we shall see what I think. So stay tuned for videos. But yeah, I think it's me being me, where I'm just like, I don't want people to think I only am going to do this stuff for, the month that it matters and then just forget about it. Where I work, you saw girls walking down and taking pictures of themselves with the protest sign that they were not protesting. They were just there to take a picture, and I'm just like, I just don't ever want to come off like that. And of course, I've been talking, in my everyday life, I talk to my clients. We all talk about everything all the time, and we're all from different backgrounds and races. And for me, it's just not something I'm still how do I help and show that online without making it seem like I'm not a genuine, I'm not genuine about it. That's where I'm at right now with things, where I'm just, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. All right, the exciting part. So for the lid, they're all so pretty that I'm just like, which one? I'm actually going to throw in, let's do this one. I want to do this all over the lid, even though I just want to. It's just gorgeous. I'm still upset about the pink packaging. But yeah, I went into Pier 1. That's what I was going to talk about. I will do a haul if you guys are interested. They still have stuff. But Pier 1 was one of those stores. Do you ever go to home stores? I love looking at home stores. I could say that that's probably the one thing I miss the most during quarantine and all this is being I need to go to Ross. But Pier 1 was one of those where I was like, I can't afford it most of the time. I can afford the sale clearance section, But all the big stuff, it would be something where I'm like the Christmas decorations. Every year I'd be like, okay, I'm going to buy, like you guys saw, like maybe you saw, but like they have like these faux presents for Christmas. And every year I saw them, I'm like, next year I'm going to buy one. I always wait till like the day after the holiday when things are like 50% and then buy it. But every year I'm like, okay, next year you can buy that decoration. Because they always have the same stuff come back in. So when they were like, we're closing, I'm just like, but there were so many things that I was gonna get. Like, so, and now they only have 10% off. I was like, what is this? This is not a sale. Like, you know, a closing sale. Like, but did I still indulge a little bit? Yes, I did. So if you guys want to see a haul, I got a lot. I'm in a vase kick right now, more than anything else. I don't even have a lot of space for vases. Like we have one of those living rooms where it's like one big room. So there's no like little tables anywhere where I'm like, oh, you're going to have all the room in the world, or like built-in shelves or anything like that. So I don't know what I was thinking, but that is what it is right now. I'm very much into vases. Like I think clothes right now, I'm like, oh, okay, I can buy comfortable clothes, but I'm like, where are we going? We ain't going nowhere, you know? So what's the point? I really, really like that. I'm going to pick up just the slightest bit of this gold. And we're just going to kind of just, I don't want to press it in. I'm really just tapping lightly so that I can add a little bit in, but I don't want it to be intense. Like I said, the reason why I love her glitters is like you guys can definitely tell it's transferred. So it does like transfer up into the crease. But I feel like with hers, because it's so fine, it doesn't look bad, which is something that I don't find with a lot of other eyeshadows. Like usually glitter in the crease, everyone's like, oh, it looks messy. Hers, I never feel like it looks messy like that. And it makes it a lot easier for people with hooded lids like me. Like everything transfers up. So I don't want to say I have super hooded lids. You know, I gotta stay off Reddit. That's what it is. I love Reddit. But every time I go through things about people and like what they like and what they don't like about YouTube and this and that, I end up being like, oh, maybe I should try this. And then I'm like, I don't think anyone likes anything. So, people are like, I hate it when people say they have hooded lids and they don't really have them. And I'm like, oh, I do. But I mean, I know people are worse off, but that's with everything, you know? I'm adding a touch of the actual peachy shade that's in the palette. So this one over here. And then I think we are done with this part. I don't think I'm going to add liner. I might tight line just the inner corners. But I really don't wear wing liner when I have lashes on. It's just one more step that I feel like I can skip, which I'm happy about. So I'm going to put on foundation and then let's play with the other Wayne brushes. Yes. All right. I have the Pat McGrath foundation on. I'll list everything down in the prescription box down below. I am going to spray this Seoris Time is Running Out. It's like an oil spray. Just because I feel like I'm just having really dry, flaky skin. So I'm just going to kind of use it to just try and get rid of this. I did add the black right here, like just on my inner corners, and I feel like it looks, like now the eye look looks so much better. It just kind of makes the eyes have a little bit more attention. Okay, we're good on that. I have not used this. I told you guys I got these matchsticks when they were like half off, and I haven't used it. I mean, I haven't gotten out of sweats. You know, I wear sweats to work, which is also the problem. But like especially now that I'm not, you know, going out on the weekends. I mean, I don't know the last time I wore something nice or just flattering in general. So this is the shade Truffle. I have the shade Mocha as well. But those were a good deal. They were only like $12, I think. So I got both shades because I didn't know which one to go with. But the other one is like kind of perfect for me when I don't want to wear foundation. Whereas I feel like I needed the darker one. So I'm going to warm this up on the back of my hand. These are a little bit stiffer. Like I usually use like my Bobbi Brown in Almond. And I really like that one. And I don't have to warm that up. I can literally just draw it on and it's going to blend out perfectly. So, but it's not like this is like an extra step. It's just not what I usually do. But yeah, what are your guys' biggest things that you want to see change in this community? Like, obviously, I can't make brands pick better influencers to send, better representations. Even for me, I feel like I'm a tan skin tone, and I can barely find people that are reviewing makeup where it doesn't feel like everyone's the same shade. So I mean, it's not like I can necessarily change that, but like on a smaller level, I'm trying to figure out, okay, what are the things I can do to contribute to like change? And I don't know the answer. And that's why I said, like, okay, I can bring more awareness to certain brands, but I don't really know where to go from there. So if you guys have some suggestions, I would love to hear them. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to do that. I was thinking the other day, I was like, okay, is it enough? Because I feel like most of us, the only thing most YouTubers will say is, oh, this isn't going to work on a deeper skin tone, right? Like that's kind of the main thing that we all say. And I realized like, okay, maybe that's not enough. But I'm also like, what is the right thing to say? Like, how are we actually going to change anything? So I've mostly been thinking about that lately. All right, let's use these. So wait a second. All right, so we have the medium brush. I haven't set underneath my eyes, so I'm gonna take my Jouer light powder. This is gonna be nice. I can already, yes. This I really, really like for this purpose. Very, very soft. Very, very soft. Like, I could be a weirdo and just do a therapy session and just rub those across my face and be happy. So, now then, let's take the bigger brush. We're gonna be extra today because I have time to be, and why not? We're gonna dip into the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. This is in the shade 3. And then we're gonna dip into a more luminous one in a second. So I'm taking the big brush, which this would be the one, like if it got sold as individuals, I would have bought. Because I feel like this is a perfect size to where it's not too big. I could use it for blush. I could use it for bronzer. Like this to me would have added to my collection, whereas like the other ones are definitely like, no one needs these, okay? They are a luxury item, and if you're obsessed with brushes, you'll be very happy with. But, my mistake was ever trying nicer brushes. Like I should have just stuck with cheaper ones because they do the job well, but once you make the jump to more expensive brushes, it's very hard to go back. And I still obviously, like, I'm using Zoeva brushes on my eyes and stuff, but it's just not the same. It's not the same. I'm like, if you had told me 10 years ago that I would buy a brush for more than $5, I would have been like, you don't know me. Things have changed. So next I'm going to grab this Laura Mercier. This is Ritual. I love this. It has the little flakes. You guys have seen this on my channel before. These also last so long. But I love the little shimmer it gives me. It's not like the Kosas where I feel like it's too much. I can use this on its own and it's still a beautiful bronzer. Or I use it as a topper. Either way, I love the tone of this. I'm like, Pat McGrath, please. Blushes, bronzers, something. I really hope that, like, even though I'm very happy with this eyeshadow palette, I'm like, please something else. Like, I don't want more eyeshadow right now. Unless it comes in the special shades with the 4 quads. That's all I want. Let's see here. All right, we're gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury very lightly. Like I said, I don't generally nose contour. I just feel like my nose, my nose is pretty thin, it sticks out from the side for sure. I mean, what are you gonna do? But I don't feel like I need to make my nose look slimmer. And because I have freckles already, people are always like, oh, you really messed up, your nose contour. I'm like, no, that's called sun damage. Not, I know I'm supposed to call them beauty marks, but let's just say how it is here. So I'm just lightly. What I like is it can go like right in. So if you are someone who likes to kind of go into your eye area with it, like I'm kind of blending it up towards my brow. But that's all I'll do. I never want to go like below here. I especially always have, I don't even know what it's called. My nose has one of those white lines, like red cross. And it's been like that my whole life. And I'm like, why do I have that? The only other thing I'll do is I'll grab, this I will do sometimes. Like if I want my lips to look nice for the day, I will grab some bronzer and put it on the outsides of my Cupid's bow. And it makes it look a little bit more defined. Definitely don't go in the hollow. And then right below my lip. We're going to try this brush, even though it's not the time. We're going to use the other tiny one for highlight, but we're going to use this one for blush. So I'm going to dip into, what do I want to dip into? This is the Lunar Beauty Mon Prisme palette. We're going to dip into Stargaze and maybe a hint of Gravity. They're very, very intense, so they're perfect for my cheek size though. Like, because this has so much give to it, it actually is very, very nice. And I could have used the big brush obviously as well. But I want to see, like, realistically, like, I want to get use out of all three. I think the big brush is super versatile, whereas like this one I'm still like, I gotta mess with it and figure out what I like to do with it. But that is perfect in terms of application. Let's do the under eyes and then we'll do highlight last. So, okay, so for eyeliner, we're gonna go in with Costa Riche from MAC. This is beautiful brown that I always talk about. I know. I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, I really have been, when I do my makeup now, I've been sticking to a lot of some like core products because they just work. I don't know. And then I'm like, am I supposed to use something new all the time? Like I've kind of gotten over that mindset lately, even though it doesn't seem like it by my purchases. But I've been trying to get to more like, you know, yeah, you get more views when you get all the new stuff, which I have new stuff coming in. I'm just saying there's also a point where I'm like, that's too much. Let's go in. We're gonna go in with the tiny brush for Aesthetic, which is this shade right here that we used to deepen up the outer V. And I'm gonna say pretty close in, and then we're gonna go back to the Pat McGrath palette. But yeah, what have you guys been doing? How is your... I don't think anyone's in a great place mentally, especially if you're... I'm a news watcher. Like, I have the news going like 24 hours a day. Mostly because it's background though when I'm working. Like, I pay attention to it, but I'm also like, I'm working. Whereas Nick like gets very like, he's like, I have to turn it off. He's like, I'm so, like, it's just making me like jittery and I'm upset and I don't know what to do, you know, and I don't really get like that. So it's funny to talk to different people that are like, I watch the news, and people that are like, I don't watch the news. But that is my biggest goal this year, is just to become a better person, citizen, if you will, and know what's going on, and, you know, make sure that I actually pay attention now to local officials and not just like, you know, I always like vote for president, but I don't really, I can't tell you much about anybody else, you know, and I'm like, this year I'm like, no, you're going to change that and be more involved in the world today. So that is my main goal for this year. We are going to dip back into the Pat McGrath. We're going to use that peachy matte again. And I'm going to try it on this. This is the tiniest brush. I just wanted to see. I think it's a little big for my eyes. Like, it's smoking it out, but it's a little much. So I'm going to try, and I'm going in like super, I'm going in with a point. I'm not trying to turn it on its side, because obviously that's going to create more. And if you want to do a smoky eye real fast, you could totally do that, but I feel a little messy with it. I don't know. At the same time, most of the time when I get away from the camera and I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, I could add more to my lower lash line, so maybe it will be fine. And I'm gonna just kind of connect it up. I'm just gonna kind of dab where it went a little bit too low. All right, for highlights, I wanted to just grab something I haven't used in a while. So we are gonna take this Bobbi Brown highlight. This is an Afternoon Glow. So I have this brush, which is the smallest one again, which I think is going to work perfectly for highlight. Yes. So I do feel like, you know, I'm liking this set more than like I thought I was going to in terms of like functionality. I was like, what am I going to be able to use like all of them for? But it actually is a pretty good set. It's not like Sonia is just a lot more, I think like the shapes are just really meant for certain things. These are more, I mean, they're luxury brushes, okay? Let's just put it that way. If you were thinking about them, they're gorgeous. They're so soft. They're like the softest brushes. Like I said, they're just like my other one, which the softest brushes I have in my collection, by far. Even counting my high-end brushes, which to me, I have these. I have Sonia G. I have maybe a Marc Jacobs brush. Other than that, though, it's not like I don't have like any other ones. So it's not like I have that many to compare it to or anything like that. Just put a little bit here because I feel like it, and the slightest bit right there. He did say you could contour, you know, with the medium brush. I don't contour that much anymore. Like the older I've gotten, the you know, my collagen is gone. You know, my face shape is already going this way, so I don't feel the need unless, like, you know, if it's a day where I eat a lot of salt and I'm very puffy the next day, then yeah, I'll go in and contour a little bit up. But I don't really do that, but I could see how this would fit perfectly in there. And then lastly for lips, I ordered this from Neiman Marcus. This is the Lila B lip oil. They were having a 25% off sale and free shipping. I never shopped there because I just feel like it's like too fancy for me. But when I saw that this was on there, I was like, I might as well get it on there because I knew I wanted it. So hopefully I like it as much as I thought I did. Lip oils are so very expensive. Why? Like I don't know. But I really love like this giant freaking doe foot. I enjoy that. But it's this very light baby pink, which is why I liked it. It's called Be Romantic. And I feel like it still gives me a color without it being like too much of a color. So like these are ones that I find very comfortable to like throw on before work where I'm not just like, you know? So I actually really like that. And then we are going to throw in Afternoon Glow into the inner corner as well because I was like, I'm missing something. Something's wrong. Yeah. But yeah, I hope you guys are all doing okay and, you know, staying safe with what you can. And, you know, the one positive thing to take away from this year is it's been a hard year, but it is time for a change, and I hope that we really see it. I think this really opened everyone's eyes because, like, you know, this isn't something new. This is something that's been happening for a long time. And I think as much as it is where, you know, we're going through growing pains and it's going to be a tough year, the changes are so going to be worth it. So, I mean, that's the one thing I keep thinking to myself, like, this will be a positive thing when we look back on it. All right, guys, so this is the finished look. I'm happy with pretty much everything I got. Yes, like I said, these are very pricey, but I do really, really like them, and they're more functional than I thought that they were going to be. But like I said, it's a splurge buy. It's by no means like necessary. So if you have the money, I think you'd be happy, but at the same time, like they're very, very pricey. So I don't feel like being like, yes, get them, you know. I'm just kind of like, if you have the money, great. If not, you'll be fine without them. Like, you'll be okay. So, and then other than that, I mean, I've been enjoying the Moon Prism palette a lot from Lunar Beauty. I liked all the blushes in here. They are intense, like I said, so just, you know, as long as you're careful with them, you're fine. And then, yeah, pretty much everything. I'm like, I didn't really use a ton of new stuff, but the things I did use, I really like. I've been enjoying the Pat McGrath palette. I think that the other one is still my favorite, but I think this comes in a close second. Just because I do see myself reaching for this more than a lot of hers, like on a normal basis. Whereas like the other ones, sometimes I'm more like, if I'm going for a very specific look, where I feel like these are more shades I can create every day. I still stand by the fact that, like, I wish that the plummy shade and the gold weren't in here. I could have just used something else, but that's just my personal preference. But yeah, that was it for me. Please don't forget to hang out in the comments down below. I really look forward to that, especially now that I don't talk to people much. But yeah, that is it for me. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.